Congratulations! You've been chosen to give a presentation in a meeting. What do? Stay with me to learn how to plan your presentation in English to be the best it can possibly be. Let's get started. Hello, I'm Kristin, and I'm here to help you learn to be a better English communicator in business and in everyday life. I've prepared and given many presentations and also taught many classes, which are like mini presentations every day. So let's get started on the 5 tips. Tip 1. What is the purpose of the presentation? Why are you giving this presentation? What is the reason? Are you there to encourage new employees in training? Then you are being motivational. Or are you reviewing last quarter's business numbers? That is informational. Those are just 2 different general purposes of presentations, and there are many, many more. You must know your purpose. Tip number 2. Who is your audience? Who will you be talking to? You'll prepare different materials and use different words for unique audiences. A presentation for a group of high school students will be very different from a presentation for high-level executives, even if the topic is exactly the same. You choose your words, actions, and manner based upon who you are sharing the information with. You also need to know the size of the audience. Are you talking to a few people in a conference room? Are you talking to an auditorium full of people, thousands of people? It makes a difference to how you present your material and the words, actions, and manners that you will use in your presentation. So you must know your audience. Make sure to stick around to the end to hear about a free guide that you can download for the right questions to ask when preparing your presentation. Now, on to the next tip. What is the structure of your presentation? How much time do you have to speak? This is extremely important to know before you begin to plan. It takes much more work to create a presentation to last for an hour than it does for 10 minutes. Knowing the length of time of your presentation will help you collect the right amount of data and materials to share during the time that you are speaking. Can you imagine preparing a presentation for 30 minutes and the actual time you are supposed to speak is 60 minutes? How do you stretch it out to be longer? Or if you prepare a 30-minute presentation, you have 30 minutes worth of material, and then you're only allowed 15 minutes to speak, you've only covered half of your material. How do you wrap it up and make it look like a cohesive, planned presentation? It's very difficult if you don't know the time frame that you're trying to fill. Do not be surprised. Make sure you know your time and the structure of the presentation. Have you ever run out of time in a presentation because it was too long? Or you made it too short? If you're finding these tips helpful, please give the video a like and subscribe to learn more like this from me. So let's get on to tip number 4. What are the logistics of the presentation and location? Think about your presentation. Are you planning to use visuals? Is there a microphone? Do you have a computer and a projector? Have you tested it before the actual time of the presentation? Being well prepared will save you so much time and worry before you even start. Don't create a masterpiece of a presentation and then be faced with a disaster because there's a cord missing or something isn't connected properly. Check it out before you start. If you're using a presentation with slides, which program will you use? PowerPoint? Keynote? Something else? Maybe just a picture or a chart for people to look at. Knowing how long the presentation will be allows you to create the right amount of slides and materials for the length of your talking time. Also, be aware of the room and the setup of the room, where the microphone is, and the lighting. The focus should always be on you as the speaker, not on the visuals on the screen behind you. The focus is you. The visuals are there for support only and should never be the main focus. Don't ever forget that you are the main feature of the presentation. Don't turn your back on the audience as you gesture at visuals that are on a screen behind you. This can be perceived as being rude. Make sure you're well aware of what is on the screen and just move your arm or your hand to point or indicate for emphasis if needed without turning around. Also, make sure your face is well lit. You need to remember, once again, you are the focus of the presentation, so people need to see your face. I can't stand it when a presenter turns around and starts reading on the screen instead of speaking and addressing the audience. I can read, and so can you. I want to watch the speaker's face, see their interaction with the audience, with the materials, and see their facial expressions. I don't need to watch them read what I can see on the screen. The visuals should just be glanced at when needed. Have you ever experienced this kind of presentation where somebody just reads from the screen? Let me know. Tip 5. Think about your content and what you are doing with it. Are you making an argument? Trying to convince HR to plan a summer employee party? Are you sharing data? Perhaps the increase in sales since the last advertising campaign? Or are you encouraging your team and complimenting them on a project well done? All of these may use different presentation slides or visuals, but the general structure of the speech is the same. Does your presentation offer the audience an opportunity to ask questions? Make sure to add time to that to your plan. The planning should be the longest time that you take in putting together an amazing presentation in English. If you do this part right, then the rest of the work will be so much easier. Proper planning prevents poor performance. Put the time in up front to have the best results later. You need to create presentations in English and are still struggling with this? I can help. I'm offering a course that goes in depth into each part of an excellent presentation. This course will help you feel more confident in creating the best possible presentation and give you the English words and phrases to put it all together. The link for more information is down below. Never stop learning and create amazing presentations.